The grand Tetons loomed in the twilight as the last sunset of the year painted the sky in hues of crimson and gold. I stood at the edge of the vast expanse, feeling the chill of the winter air seep through my jacket. Tonight was different. It wasn't just the turn of the year, it was something else, an eerie sensation that clung to the crisp breeze. As a guide in these mountains, I'd encountered many tales whispered among the locals, a tapestry woven with myths of spirits roaming the wilderness, especially on nights like this. They said the veil between the worlds was at its thinnest when one year bade farewell to make room for the next. I dismissed these stories as folklore until tonight. The visitors who came to the Grand Tetons were scarce on New Year's Eve. Perhaps they had their own celebrations elsewhere, but those who did arrive seemed to carry an air of anticipation mingled with uncertainty, as though they sensed the unknown hovering in the alpine air. I set out on my usual rounds, guiding a small group through familiar trails. The forest, typically serene, felt alive with whispers and rustles. My heart quickened, sensing an unseen presence. Shadows danced among the trees, and a shiver ran down my spine despite the layers I wore. Then, as we reached a clearing, a peculiar mist began to form. It coiled and swirled, tendrils reaching toward us like ghostly fingers. The group grew silent, their gazes fixated on the inexplicable phenomenon unfolding before them. I tried to maintain composure, masking my unease as I assured them it was probably a natural occurrence. But deep down, a primal fear clawed at my thoughts, telling me this night was unlike any other. In the midst of the swirling mist, shapes started to materialize. Faint whispers carried on the wind, chilling my bones. The figures, ethereal and indistinct, seemed to hover between our world and the next. I couldn't bring myself to look away, mesmerized and terrified all at once. A sudden gust of wind dispersed the mist, and the apparitions faded like wisps of smoke. The group exchanged nervous glances, their expressions mirroring the questions that raced through my own mind. What had we just witnessed? As we made our way back to the lodge, a heavy silence enveloped us. Each step felt laden with the weight of the unknown. I couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed, that the boundary between reality and the supernatural had blurred on this ominous night. Back at the lodge, I tried to brush off the eerie encounter, chalking it up to a trick of the elements. But as the clock struck midnight and fireworks painted the sky in bursts of color, a lingering sense of foreboding remained. Even now, as I stand overlooking the Grand Tetons, the memory of that New Year's Eve haunts me. The mysteries of that night linger in the whispers of the wind, leaving me to wonder if the spirits of the mountains had crossed paths with our world, and what it might mean for the future in these sacred yet enigmatic peaks.